all the chat rooms, people. Camera is monkeyed this morning. Good morning, good morning. Who is here this morning? Good morning. Good morning at you, and you, and you, and you. Do I have all the things? Sup, yo. Working hard or hardly working, Tony? Strawberry Seed Forever. Good morning. How are you? Working from home. That's the ticket. How often do you get to do that? Once a week, twice a week, all week? I used to get 1 day a week back in my IT job. Morning. And I always cherished it. Special occasions. Yeah. I used to, I didn't like more than 1 day a week. What's up, John? I used to not like, I liked working from home. 1 day a week was good for me. I did like to be in the office. Plus, I didn't have a long commute. You know, it's not like I lived in a big city where, you know, I'm got 2 hours commutes. Xfinity ad day today. Yeah, so I don't get to see the ads in front of the stream. So, yeah, again, I am probably not going to a Pelican Hub. Mine's Friday in Atlanta. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from me. And I don't know if I can, my wife's working, so I'll have the kids. So it's kind of a mess. So probably not going. What other ads are we seeing in front of my channel? So we got Xfinity. When I watch other streams, I get some video game ads. Apparently they've ramped up the ad viewing a little bit. People are getting 1 and 2 minutes worth of ads before the stream. Sorry. No. Well, it could be. My wife works till 9, so I'll have to pick up the kids from school, and then who knows what they'll be into between then and when they go to bed. But it's all good. So we're gonna do something a little bit different. Yeah, I don't know if I could swing a Pelican Hub in Macon, Georgia. I could probably get a handful of people to come. Oh, my glasses are fogging up today. Sorry, guys. I'm not even warm. I mean, Atlanta's pretty much the right place to do it, and everyone in the area should go. So, how many of y'all are going to Pelican Hubs? Are there lots of good ones going around? Yeah, still figuring the. That's true. That's true. I didn't think about that. Still figuring out the overhead cam thing, and if I want to do a 180 on the view angle. Right now, it's been working, but I'm gonna show y'all how I've been journaling. Jackie, y'all have a big one. Do you in North Carolina, right? Y'all, unless y'all have some people with issues getting there. Y'all's is generally one of the bigger ones. You would know. You would know. Yeah, I should. Last year for refill, was it last year I did it? I did my own Pelican Hub on in the newsletter. So I got out all my Pelican pins, inked them up, and talked about them. So maybe I'll talk about maybe this weekend I'll do the recap of what's of what my new Pelicans are. I got the Ocean Swirl's probably the only Pelican I've bought this year. Does that sound right? So, and what are they giving away? Are they giving away the olivine ink? Is that the giveaway? I'm surprised they, as big as these hubs have grown, I'm surprised they don't shrink those bottles specifically for hubs, like those 50 milliliter bottles. Yegan, are you hosting? I'm surprised they don't shrink those down to like the 20 milliliter glass bottles. I think everyone would still be pretty happy with that. Nice. So you have your kit has arrived. That's always the dramatic thing, is all the stuff going to arrive. Perth Hubmaster. Nice. That should be fun. How many people have you done it before, and how many people do you expect, and have you expected in the past? Strawberry Seed, that's a beautiful pen. I know the podcast sponsor Pen Chalet had a wild deal on those. I don't know where you got it, but man, that's such a good looking pen. Oh no. Well, good. I can't imagine, like, do you have to submit a head count so they know how much to send you? Like, what if you said 80 people? Are they going to send you 80 bottles of ink? Is that how it works? I guess that's TJ. Way to go, man. I did get your email, TJ. We're going to work on that. Hopefully I'll catch up on emails tonight. Is it common for Kaweco sports to be hard starters when they're brand new? Kinda. A lot of it's nib issues that they have. What size nib do you have? I tend to see more issues in medium and broad nibs. Okay, so you put out a sign-up sheet. People commit to those sign-ups, and then Pelican bases off there. That makes sense. Now that you say that, I remember reading that. Valthonis, yeah, if it's a medium or a broad nib, I tend to see more issues with those nibs, babies' bottoms and such. So it's maybe not necessarily a hard start, but it may be just kind of a flow issue in the nib. Fine, Kaweco Classic Sport. I mean, yeah, it could be. It shouldn't be too much of a problem, honestly, but I mean, Kaweco's not known for like amazing nibs, even though I generally have some good ones. Okay, so you drive it through Pelican. So when you're signing up for the hub, you're doing it through Pelican, not through an individual hub master. So I got you. That makes sense. I hope the Jowo nibs are good. I rarely have issues, but I almost exclusively use extra fine, and they seem to have less of an issue. TJ, did you get that Braves one from Pen Chalet? That's what I call it. I don't know what they're calling it, but I like how Goldspot did a bunch of mix and match Kaweco classics. That's just smart. Like, that's something I do. That's off the record. Brad is Life. I know you meant Brad is Alive, Kimmy, but Brad is Life. I like that one. So that's the show title for today. Brad is Life. See, Tony's on it. I knew that was good. Oh, that's hilarious. So what was I saying? Yeah, when I wondered, so like I do a sponsor thanks every month on the blog for my advertisers. And so it's all stuff that I pick out. Like, I'll go to their sites and decide, okay, like what's new or fun or hot that they've done that I can link to them. It's kind of as like a thank you for sponsoring this month on the blog. So I went to Goldspot last month, and I hadn't seen those Kawecos, the Frankensports. And I thought, oh, that's a really great idea. That's really neat that they did that. And I like, why didn't I think of that? Why are my Kawecos not all mixed and matched by now? And then I put it out there, and it was the banner image for that post. And I got to thinking, if this isn't a Kaweco approved thing, would they be upset? Like, is Kaweco upset about this? I kind of wouldn't think so. 100 bits are live. Thank you so much, Valthonis. I appreciate it. Good morning, Anna. I owe you an email response too. So everyone in the channel whose emails you've sent me, I owe you responses. Kimmy knows it well. You know, I'm good for about a week later. So anyway, I kind of had some regret about shining a light on that, even though I thought it was cool on one hand. Was Kaweco going to say something about it on the other hand, because it's not an officially licensed product, if you will. And I never heard anything. I've talked to Goldspot since then. It never came up. Speaking of which, Goldspot, I owe you an email too. God, I owe a lot of people emails. So I thought that was interesting. I was waiting to see what would happen. So I think it's cool that they do, and I would hope Kaweco would appreciate it, because they'll probably just buy more pins because of it, because they're going to end up having spare parts that don't sell, and they're going to need more parts. So it might end up being a negative on Goldspot for an inventory perspective. I imagine that's an inventory challenge for them. But yeah, I thought that was cool. Rewizzles, good morning. So yeah, I think we've got a good good lineup this morning. I'm gonna do some journaling, which is like sounds like crazy to do on Twitch, but we'll go through what I'm doing for my journal so far and how I'm using it. What I'm doing. I haven't worked on it probably in the past week or two, just because I've been super busy. What's weird? The Goulet has the blue and JetPens has the red, but neither have the other. Is that the Kavekos? That surprises me. I don't think any of those are restricted to anybody that I know of. Like, you got to work with them like Frank with Fontaplumo did. I think get 1,000 units and you can get special editions like he did those yellow ones. Those are great. So we're going to do journaling. We're also going to do what's in my pen case. So I had to pack it specially for journaling. So this is the Notco Brasstown. If you don't know this, I think all of you know that I own the company. Me and my partner Jeff own Knox, so this is one of our pen cases. I think we're mostly among friends here. I don't think I have like a mad bum rush of external viewers out. So we're gonna go through what's in my case as I pack it to journal. Yes, Jeff is my hetero life partner. That's one of my most used Kaweco Sports. So I think I got Sunset, whichever one has the silver trim. So between that one and then the one I got from Hong Kong, I'm going to say City Life or City Super. I don't know what the name of the store, but it's that, I forget the name of that, Island Blue, Tropical Blue. Those are the two most used Kawecos that I have these days. I love the Sport. Y'all know that's like one of my favorite things is pocket size pen. And I got my new Ghost pocket pen in here too. So, so let's see what's in the pen case because I got to get it out to do my journaling stuff. So I'll show y'all what I do here for that. Let me clear some space here. So Notco Brasstown, Mandarin, and steel, fancy zipper pulls that someone made for us. So one of the things that we always talk about when we sell these in person is how much stuff you can fit in here. Like, it's an astronomical amount of stuff. Yes, so you can put the link in there to that Franklin Christoph Signib auction. If you grab it real quick, put it in here for anyone who hasn't seen it. So yeah, the amount of stuff I'm about to take out of this, and I could still fit some more in. It's not overly packed. It's packed 80, 90%, but it's still decently sized. So with my journaling, I need washi tape. So I have a bunch of different kinds, from thin to thick to wild colors to basic stuff. We've done them, Market Guy. So we've done paracord, and we actually have a quote in for our own. Have you seen those with the plastic or rubber pulls that you've seen? I don't think I have one here, but we've got a quote on those. We're gonna do something like that, and with our little logo on them on the zipper pull itself. So you know what? That's really good calligraphy nut, and I've got something right here. I'll show you later. Thank you for that leak, Taunton. So yeah, we just got to decide what color we're going to do because we have to commit to so many units, or we're just going to do basic black because that's always going to be the best seller. We're going to do orange or red or something like that. So who knows? All right. So we got washi tape. That's what I use to do my journaling with. So we got all these guys. So, you can see these have been well loved and well used. We're almost down. I need to get another batch. This was a cool batch that I was able to get, like these four. There was like 7 colors all in this colorway that were pretty neat. So those are awesome. I also keep in the side pouches here. I've got my loop, which I don't know why that's in there. It's just in there in case I need it. I don't exactly need it today. Will that work through camera? Let's see. I can't get everything lined up. Nah, that wouldn't really work. So I've got my loop. You can get that from Amazon. I got my Pen Addict member chip, which I keep in a bunch of my pouches. And then I have the Copic Multiliner SP 0.35. That's my favorite size. Probably one of my favorite art markers. Just love these metal aluminum barrels. They're really fancy. Then I have 2 pencils. I've really been using Caran d'Ache makes the best pencils. I mean, maybe. I don't know. And then the Camel HB. So this Graphwood, it's a little bit wider diameter. I kind of like it a lot for the way it feels. And it's got a little bit bigger core. Oh, and that's my tin pencil holders, pencil caps, I should say. So I keep those in there to keep my pencil sharpened. So this Graphwood's a little bit wider. I don't know. They're super generic. They're like $1 or $2 for 6. You can get them at CW Pencils or Jet Pens. There's nothing crazy about them. You know, I bought the expensive Blackwing ones when they came out, and they don't work. That was a waste of money. But they've ended up redoing them, and apparently they're okay now. But they're way more expensive than these, and I like these better. These are more adjustable, so they're fun. So, and the Camel's the one with this integrated type of eraser. There's no ferrule. It's just like it's glued on here at the end. I don't know. It's interesting, and it works really well. It's a shockingly good eraser for what it is. So that's those. And see, you can see how much wider. Yeah, I heard they fixed the Blackwing ones, but I don't want to go down that path again. I already got 2 that don't work. You can see how much wider the Caran d'Ache is just by the split in the tin of the case. So you can't get that with the Blackwing one. You can't get adjustable tip covers for them. So it's very cool. I like them. Yeah, so what do they run? Like $2-3? I have some aluminum ones somewhere. Some like colored aluminum tin ones. All right. 3 for $4. That's okay. You can probably get them cheaper, but hey, CW Pencils, you should support them. I have one of my all-time favorite pens, the Popper, the Pilot Hi-Tech C, pen type B with the titanium. So I'll use this for a lot of the writing in my journal because it's got that fine line. You know, I like it a lot. I have Retro 51 that's coming out. Shoo! Not going to show that off. Then I have my Ghost. Franklin Christoph Ghost. Just got this in. I wanted it because of how the ink looks through here. Eyedroppered. It's pretty wild looking. I saw a picture of it on Mountain of Ink, maybe? I don't know if someone had a really neat picture of this pen inked up with blue ink, and I just thought it looked so cool, and I had to get it. So one came up in Slack. I was able to make a deal for and bought this. Just got it in yesterday, 2 days ago. So it's got an extra fine nib on it. I'm not loving the nib. It's not quite fine enough for me. I've been really particular about my nibs recently. A lot of extra fines have not been fine enough for me, like my Platinum Compu UEF. That's not anywhere near fine enough for me. I don't know what's going on with my extra fine fountain pen nibs and my writing. So I don't know what's happening there. So we got that. The Nakaya Piccolo, which, I don't know, maybe my favorite pen. My favorite pen going right now. It's so pretty. It's so nice to use. It feels so cool when you pick it up and use it. So it's a beauty. My Ocean, which I'm using the heck out of. This is the Sailor Pro Gear Ocean. And it's got when did I get a fine and then got it stubbed. Yep. Fine stub. Such a pretty pen. Inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Konpeki. This is Faber-Castell Viper Green. This has Morazan Athena Blue Black. And then the TWSBI Go, which I inked last stream. And it has that new J. Herbon, the blue black one. I can't remember the name. It's got a really long name. Like, I don't know. Something about the deep, deep underwater ocean. So, all of this stuff is in my pen case right now. It's a lot of stuff. So, whoever designed this pen case did a great job that you can fit this much stuff in it and have room for more. So, I do have one more thing to show you. Which one? There's been like 3 in the past month. So there's the Orangette, there's the Tequila Sunrise, and then is there another one that I'm missing? That Tequila Sunrise is stunning. The Orangette is beautiful. Oh, let me slide this over here. Yes, Bleu de Profondeur. So that's what's in the TWSBI Go. Thank you. That was a long name that I haven't. I don't have that name on lockdown yet. All right. So I do have one more pen that I got yesterday. Showed up. So this is the TWSBI Eco, the Japanese exclusive orange color. So thank you. You know who you are in this chat room that efforted this for me. So thank you for efforting this beautiful pen. And if you had a wild guess at what I inked this up with, what would you think? What would you think that I inked my new orange TWSBI up with? Super easy. Apricot, of course. Sailor Apricot. You know, that's the ticket there. So, this is the awesomest Eco, for sure, because it's orange. It's also crazy expensive by the time it gets over to the States from Japan. Nope, no Yuyake, no pumpkin, Sailor Apricot. You know Sailor Apricot was going to be the first ink in this. So I just inked it up before I walked out the door. I haven't even written with it yet. TWSBI's stock extra fine nibs are so much better than almost everyone else's extra fine nibs. So I'm going to show you a little difference that I'm seeing. Well, I haven't tested this yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be good because all my other ones are good. Yeah, this is fantastic. So this is just what I expect from TWSBI steel nibs. I hope that Kaweco gets the same type of performance. Yes, it does, Mathanius. It'll get me. And you know what? It's worth it. You know, not for everything for me, but like this one I really wanted because, you know, I love this pen and I just really like it. And so this one was worth the premium. I mean, it's orange, right? So I have this Franklin Christoph extra fine nib and it feels really good, but for me it's wider. Maybe it's the ink that I chose. Maybe it's the paper, but I've been using it on different paper. And I smooth this out and it writes wonderfully. It's super fine. The lines just aren't as crisp in this one, so maybe I just need to adjust it. Actually, what I'm going to do is I have a bunch of fine cursive italic nibs. Am I going to jump on it if they release a transparent orange? Yeah, probably. I probably wouldn't import another one though, because this ended up being, with the price and the shipping, ended up being over $60. Like for an Eco, that's like double the price, if not more. So if they did a transparent orange and it made it to the US, I would get it for sure. I might get the transparent blue one, but that one's not, like, I've got enough. I like the, yeah, I need a needle point in this one. So I think I have one. So yeah, I'm going to swap this out and probably get this one just modified. But like, it's totally fine, but I'm wanting something not as inky. Maybe it's wetter. You know, I don't know exactly what it is. It writes like a fine instead of an extra fine, I guess is the best way to put it. And I want it in my small pens. I have to have it in an extra fine. I mean, yeah, like an extremely fine line in my small pens. I don't like broad nibs or even stub nibs in my small pens. So it's awesome though. The pen, that is. This ghost is so cool. And you can even post it on the back, but I don't even really need to. So I love these. But I mean, so that's my two latest purchases. Yeah, FC Music nib on a Pocket 66. You would have to refill that every 30 minutes, I think, wouldn't you? Even if you eyedroppered it, it would just be constant refilling of the things. You just have to bring like a giant ink bottle with you. Oh yeah, that Ackerman Delft Blue. I I'll probably skip that one because I only like it for like the bottle and the packaging and stuff. I have a hard time using that kind of light-ish blue. It's a very traditional blue, which it always looks beautiful on the page, but I never enjoy using it. Like I like the output, okay, but I tend not to go with that color, which is why I hardly own any basic blue fountain pen inks from any manufacturer at all. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I want to see that one in person, but I don't know. I might just buy it for the bottle or the packaging. It's really pretty. And I've been to Delft once when I went to Amsterdam like 20 some odd years ago. So that would be cool. All right, let's get into this journal. And the one thing I haven't tried, which I keep hearing mixed things on, is the fountain pen quality of the Elemental notebooks. So this is the one I picked to do my journal in. It's the Oxygen notebook from Elemental paper. And oh, so Ackerman coming in the new kind of the Delft labeling and bottle, just with the standard colors. Is it their new traditional bottle? Shocking Blue is the most popular. That's a crazy color. Shocking Blue is like this color, almost. It's a little bright in the picture on the camera, but in person, this reminds me a lot of Shocking Blue, honestly. So, Elemental paper Oxygen. It's got, I don't know, I'm not a scientist. Whatever this means, the signature of something. I don't know. I just think it looks cool. So, these have been really nice notebooks, and what I've been doing with it is doing my type of journaling in it. You know, I don't know what to call it. I call it a visual journal or a creative journal. And what I do, and I've done this in the past, and a lot of you, I've shared this story with Pen Addict members in Refill, but for those who are unaware, when I had my job, I would take my lunch breaks, go to the cafe at Barnes & Noble, get a coffee, and sit there and cut up magazines and write and draw notes. And I miss doing that. I'm actually trying to find one of my old journals that I thought I kept. This was maybe when the Pen Addict started, maybe even before the Pen Addict started, so maybe more than 10 years ago, where, you know, I just cut out images that were inspirational or I thought looked cool or had an interesting number. Like there's a little 5 stuck in the corner. I mean, stuck in the middle of this thing here. So I was like, okay, I'll just draw the 5. Like that's kind of how I get my inspiration. So a lot of it is pattern based. So like I'll find patterns that I find interesting in the magazine and I want to save it. Thank you, Valthonis. I didn't know, I'm not very scientific, so it's the emission spectra of the element. So that's awesome. So it's a fingerprint. It's so cool looking, right? So I'll find things in the magazines that I read, mostly art magazines. Like I've been using Juxtapose for years to do this, and I'll just, whatever I find interesting, you know, like I'll cut out images and do them in different ways, you know, chop them up a little bit more than, you know, they were traditionally in the magazine itself. You know, sometimes I'll find like a little pattern on this button sleeve of this cartoon. I think it was a bear that it was a cartoon of, and have these little button, I'll just draw these little stitching and button aesthetics, you know, down here, and then like a little crosshatch with like a space around the crosshatch. I find these little things interesting, you know, like trying to mimic this artwork. Like this is artwork of an artwork that I tried to mimic, and I don't know, it's just like a mind clearing thing, right? It's just get my head out of the world for a time being, which I know a lot of us need these days, and try to get some clarity and some focus, and, you know, just really find interesting things that speak to me. So then I'll just write kind of messy. Like some of my standard handwriting, which I never put in reviews, is this really messy block style like this. Like this is just like as fast as I can write in like a block style, where some of the lines cross each other and you can't exactly read the read the words, but it says Yves Saint Laurent. What is that? I can't read it. Soir, spring, summer 1971. And so, like, I'm not trying to make it beautiful, and I'm just trying to, like, have a release, you know, just like it's a cleansing mechanism, you know, for me, just like get my head out of things, get it into, you know, something that I like, pictures and artwork and things like that. Some of them I'll just like chop up the images and put them in different spaces, and then like I'll write the artist down and the, you know, when it was done. Or like I'll find an image, like this is a gig poster, and I'll take like little pieces out of the images, like that's a little, you know, I'm blanking on the word, you know, like the door covering. Well, y'all will correct me in a moment. Thanks, Sir Jerkface, for the tip. Why isn't there a sound? It should be going blingity bling when you give me the bling. I don't know why the sound's not working. And then I'll try to mimic the patterns, you know, either in the same colors or different colors. I'll take little other little images, other little pieces of it, and just kind of scratch out my own versions of that, you know, the little wood paneling. I don't know what I was drawing down here. Sometimes I'll get my own ideas and kind of space them out. Like this was a photography series from Walker Evans, like from this issue that I've got. And it's just some really neat images that I want to save. Like I don't necessarily like keeping magazines and just having a stack of magazines that I'm never going to refer to again. I'll grab the magazine, look through it, chop it up, and save what I want, and then just chuck the rest. So it's fun to do for me. I really enjoy all the aspects of it. I can make, you know, this was a series, there were probably like 12 or 16 mug shots on here. This is what I call them, but they're subway portraits. And just, you know, cut them up, make them my own, you know, blind out their eyes. I colored on them. You can't even see them here, but I colored them with like a red pencil over their eyes. It's the way I make stuff. So I'm not like a traditional artist where I'm gonna sit there and paint and you're gonna get this beautiful thing, but I get inspiration from seeing other things. And you know, that's where this comes from. Like the colors in this image were fascinating to me. So like I took my colored pencils out and tried to mimic like how these colors work. Like I don't even know if I could create that with pencil. Like it might be marker that I'd have to create this type of coloring with. And then there was a quote in there that I wrote down. It says, when the anger overwhelms or when tired isn't sufficient enough a word to describe this. So, you know, it's different things that I write down. And then, you know, like this is a guy out in the woods doing his nature art. And, you know, I like try to do his backpack. I did like a really bad job of his face. Like he didn't have a forehead, but like I'm not good at drawing heads, so I keep messing with that. So I mean, I have a large forehead. I should be able to draw that. So it's just me kind of letting loose, being free with journaling. And I'm never going to be that person that sits there and talks about my day. That's just never been my thing. Like I can't ever capture that in a way that's satisfying to me. And that's what journaling is about. Journaling can't be a chore. You know, it can't be something that I think you're forced to do. Like anything that's been on a schedule. Like I don't want write in your journal as a daily alarm code. That doesn't work for me. That works for a lot of people, where you have a daily reminder, write in my journal. All right, Tightrope, see ya. Get some sleep. Thanks for hanging out. That's not how I work. Like, and I tried to do that. Like, it doesn't work that way for me. So I just have to have this freedom to not have any rules in my journaling. And I think that's what makes it my journal. That's what I get the most benefit out of. And I think that's what we're all trying to find if you have a journal. Some people need the daily alarm prompt, like Tony's saying. I mean, that's when you read a lot about like journaling, that's one of the things that's important. Either set it, you know, for a specific time of day that you know is going to be quiet and you can reflect either first thing in the morning or last thing at night. Sometimes, you know, maybe your lunch break. And I found that was an unneeded pressure for me when I was trying to be the most relaxed. Journaling is a relaxing thing, and it should not be a chore. And so I had to find the way that it wasn't a chore for me, and this is what I came up with. Like, this is fun for me. So so I do different I'll pick out different images in the pictures I find and mimic them. That's where I was drawing some Destiny shaders, because I like playing with my colored pencils. So I'm gonna pick it up a little bit today, and that was like a couple weeks ago, and I've been so busy I haven't been. Oh yeah, there's a Lost Sector design in there, which I think was hidden. So, you know, it's been a couple weeks since I've done this, and I wanted to do a little bit more here, since I need a bit of a respite. I need a bit of a respite. It's been, I haven't been stressed. We're just having, you know, kids back in school, you know, the normal kind of stuff, nothing crazy. So, oh, one other thing, these scissors, these are pretty cool. Who makes these? Nakabayashi stainless steel. No rules, just right. Can I get a sponsorship for that? We can get a sponsorship. So you can see, probably through this book where I may have torn out most of the pages that I've used, but I've used a lot of this book, like you can see here, where I've cut out, like I put the notebook in, where, like my page marker was my notebook. So like I haven't gotten here yet. So like these kind of things are really cool. So like I'm looking around, and like I'll look at these different images on the page and figure out, what do I take from these images, and is it something I want to refer back to later for some type of creative inspiration? Do I want to cut it out now so I can draw it, or, you know, get something I want out of it? A lot of times you'll find I like the detailed drawings, you know, like with very fine black and white pen and ink. So like I'll cut this one out, something like this, and there's never any rules. I don't have any rules on what I do. Like I could cut out, like, you know, his foot right here, and that would be it. Like I don't tell myself that, oh, I need to save the entire image or something like that. One thing I'm not good at is cutting straight, but, you know, I don't have to for this. These scissors are crazy sharp, but I'm just a crooked cutter. It's not my forte. So I just want y'all to know that you're actually watching a stream right now of someone cutting up paper and taping it in a journal. I just wanted to say that out loud, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. I'm actually someone who's streaming cutting out stuff in a journal and putting it in there. But I thought I would just explain. Yeah, definitely not ASMR stream. I can't swing that. But you know, I don't know. I feel like I need to do this journal, and I figured if I was going to do it, I might as well, yeah, do it on stream. Maybe someone will get something out of it. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. Their hearts are very much tied together. Have you considered a tape runner? What's a tape runner? I don't know what a tape runner is. Tone. So yeah, so like this image, like what I see is not necessarily what the image means, but like the details in the gauntlets, right? So they have like this crosshatch in this gauntlet, or the straps of the leg plates that are going on here. You know, it's not necessarily, I'm not necessarily looking at the beauty and the story of the picture as a whole, but rather the individual detail items that are in place in the picture. I almost never tape my images in straight. This one's in straight, but I like crooked angles. I guess it depends on the size of the image. I say that now and look at all these are straight. But like this, like if that's the only thing on the page for the Tank and the Bangas, you know, I'll throw it in there crooked, but like this one's sized enough to go crooked. And I'll try to do something off-putting with the washi tape, like as in not matchy stuff. So like this very interesting, you know, anger and love picture in black and red, I'm gonna throw blue watercolor flowers on here with it. So thanks for hanging out. My chatbot's back working again. If you're on Twitch Prime and you would like to subscribe to this channel, you can do it for free. You just associate your Twitch Prime with this. I get money. It's pretty awesome. So I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cool. I got my first Twitch payout like last week. Like and subscribe, y'all. Hey, it's your boy, the Pen Addict, making a pretty fancy journal. Smash that like button. Give me a follow. Do y'all know Twitch Prime? So I'll try to do something pretty opposite with the tape. Sometimes I'll just run a tape right through the middle. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, something like this. And then let me get all this tape down. Whoops. Split my washi. I love washi tape because you can remove it. Whoops. I got a runner here. So another thing that I enjoy when I do this, god dang it, I did it again. Oh well. Is the mess I make ends up looking pretty nice. Tony, thanks for the 3-month sub. My sounds aren't working. I see the flash come in. They already have multi-roll washi dispensers. I should get one of those. It'd be harder to carry in my bag. Yeah, so I must just have some kind of audio thing not turned up. Oh well, not a big deal. Can y'all even hear me? Because I'm not even talking towards the mic. I'm assuming y'all can hear me fine. So maybe it's just my desktop audio is not all the way turned up. Not a big deal. Oh, I just heard audio that time. Thanks for the follow, Duck of Prey. Wow, Tony, that was a bad one. So yeah, I probably could use a washi dispenser, but yeah, I didn't change anything, but I heard that one. I heard that. All right, so I'll take this image, and since I don't know this artist off the top of my head, I do want to write down who this is. So this is Edgar Flores. He goes by he has a tag, Saner, S-A-N-E-R. So I'll just, let's see, make a little room here so you can see. Yes, Ace of Base. So this is Edgar Flores. And this is El Incucentro. I don't know what that means. I'll have to look that up. So I'll just write these things down just as something if I want to look up this artist later and say, oh, I like this image. Maybe, you know, I'm looking for X type of inspiration. I can flip through and see who this is, go look up more of their work online. So that's just kind of something I do. Yeah, Mountain Goat's cover of anything is the best of it all. So Mountain Goats, all their covers are the best. So yeah, really good. And so, you know, like the other things I'll look at is, you know, I might draw like draw some of this imagery on here, just kind of quickly, see if there's something, you know, that sticks with me later. You know, maybe I'll add this to who knows what, you know. I'm not like worried about what my stuff looks like, really. It's just more of being free with it and loosening up. I get uptight a lot. So this is kind of my release. You know, just doing these types of things. So, like, that's how I make a page. That's my journal. That's what I do. It's weird, but it's mine. So let's keep going. See what else we can find. So I love little mask boy here. He's pretty cool. But these other masks in the back are even cooler. So like what we can do with this page. Yeah, so like this page is really neat. So what we'll do here, oops. Oh, what I was talking about, the mess. The mess is just kind of nice. All right, so we'll take this. I'll show you what one of the things I normally do. Juxtapose is the best. It's really the only magazine I subscribe to these days. It's pretty much it. So, what I want to do here is we're gonna take out this boy or girl, this person. I don't know who they are. They're behind a mask. Trim it up a little bit. All right, that looks good. So I don't have a lot of room to work under this one camera, so we're just get it there as best as possible. So we'll tape him on here like this. Houghton, thanks for the sub. I really appreciate that. You guys that sub are awesome. I mean, everyone's awesome, but sub, man, you have to click extra buttons and you get fancy. You get Brad's head emotes, hype train emotes, and it's just super cool. It's very, very nice of you to do. Thank you. I really appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna take this person here. And I feel a little guilty chopping up these artists' original images, but I think they would appreciate the art of it. So we don't know what's going on here in this image, but there's lots of heads floating around. So we're gonna look at some of the heads and trim those out. And, you know, make our own interpretation of what this is. What do you want, Apple Watch? Telling me to stand. So I like these ghost people in the back here. Morning, Evelyn. How are you? I'm just journaling. So we've got ghost people. I really like the... I think I can cut right through here. Morning. Morning, Kim. So we'll have these ghost people here. We're just talking about how I journal, and I'm going through some examples of just my destructive ways and just how I make like the type of journals that I make. So it's basically, it's probably more of a collage, right, than anything, what I'm doing. But actually I don't like that guy. I want these heads. So I know this is thrilling for y'all to watch, so I appreciate y'all hanging out. But So we'll end up doing something like this and making our own interpretation of what's actually happening here. And maybe down the line that inspires me to, you know, come up with something. I don't know what it could be. It could be a writing prompt. It could be anything, you know, or it could be nothing. It doesn't have to be anything. I think that's what my stream is the best for, Alexander. A lot of people will just pop it on and not pay attention to it, just have it in the background, and then you can hear these fancy noises with my voice accompanying it. This is not an ASMR stream though. We will not go that far, but you can't help it with scissors. Yeah, that's exactly why I do it. It's what it's what makes me feel good and what makes me clear my head, that type of thing. So yeah, I totally do it for me, not for anyone else, right? And that's what a journal is about. Like, I'm not doing this for anyone but myself, except for y'all watching. I'm doing it for you too. But the end result is obviously benefits me the most, and it's the way that I feel satisfied with the creative process and what I'm making. And, you know, call it a visual journal, call it an inspiration book, you know, any of those things. I actually don't like this image that much. Take that one out. So, you know, it's fun. It helps me relax. Even showing y'all like the inside of it is okay. Whoops. You would think would be a little bit like, I don't know, abnormal or whatever. But I'm okay with it. It makes me happy. And let's face it, we want me happy. Plus, I don't take myself too seriously. I'm not going to stand right now, Apple Watch. Back off. So, that's kind of my process. You know, it's weird and wonderful and fun and inspirational and enjoyable. I get an inordinate amount of, how would you say it, just like clarity from doing this. Like, it frees up my mind a lot to where I can just kind of trigger different things in my head, you know, calmness. Eklimke, thanks for the sub. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. And you should continue to be awesome. You're here, so you're super awesome. Yes, you can use me. Use me as you please. Alright, so that's kind of a crazy page. That's a lot of tape on that page. It's a little bulky. It's okay though. I got the little heads out of there. They're super interesting to me. Please use me as you please. But it's cool. All of his face shapes are very similar. They have this mask-like quality. So, that's what I'm doing. And, like, I'll sit in a chair with, like, a little side table at home and do all this on my lap. I'll just have a mess everywhere by the time I'm done with it. All the trimmings from the magazine and everything just all messed up. So then I'll just keep going. and I'll see what grabs me, and it's always something different. It's mostly details. Like I like the detail in this overhang on this storefront. It's like I'm not gonna cut that out, but you know, those are the types of things I reach for. I don't know what's on these next pages. You might see some NSFW stuff here. You know, it's an art magazine, so there's, you know, there might be something on there. Barbara, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. So might be something not safe for work, but you know, it's art. They'll get over it. So yeah, we'll just go and see what we got here. Like, this is super cool. So this guy down here, these are my, like, this is instant for me. Like, this guy's doing hand lettering. Let's see who it is. Chaz Baroquez. Yeah, that's really cool. So like, I mean, this is instant. Like, this is like a lock to go in my journal. Anything with lettering or type or that type of design stuff, that goes right in. I'll rip it out, then I'll cut it back up. So this is super cool. Although I probably just ripped his name. Nope, I saved it. Ha ha ha. So like this, I'll put out, because then I'll maybe try to figure out why he's doing some of these shapes, what tools he's using. In this case it looks like, you know, obviously a gigantic like Sharpie marker, like the bigger than the Magnum size, I think. I don't even know what this is or what he's doing, but like, that's an image I want. Like, I want to see that later. You know, maybe I'll get some type of inspiration from it. You know, maybe I'll look at his shirt design. You know, this is a very like utilitarian shirt that looks good. You know, those are the type of things I look at. It's super weird, super specific. I won't say it's weird. I mean, it's just me. It's like specific to me, for me, and you know, something I might use at a later date, kind of thing. So I'll pop this in here like this. Excuse me. And then I'll like write down his information, then maybe go search more online for it. Find out, you know, what other cool hand styles he's got and artwork he's doing, things like that. Then I've got my Copic marker that I use sometimes. I'm trying to see all the details he's got in there. Whoops. Oh, the thing doesn't cap anymore. Oh well. Super weird, super specific. That should be the name of the podcast. Super weird, super specific podcast. I guess that's a lot of podcasts though, isn't it? See, I never write like this in my reviews, because I do want people to be able to read it, but I'll write like this in my journal, where it doesn't matter if anyone reads it or not, just me. So that's really cool. I need to get some more fat chisel markers like he's using in the thing. That's why I like stub and cursive italic nibs on my fountain pens, because I can make these shapes look really, really neat. You know. Oh, is that a Mike quote? Mike's a famous podcaster now. Did y'all know that? Mike's famous. Yeah, if I journaled like traditionally, I would make it neater to where you could actually read it. This would make a good phone case. This little directions image. It looks like a back of a phone case. Sorry, part of this stream is also you watching me read a magazine. So I can figure out what I want to put in my journal. Super thrilling, right? But hey, I'm having fun. I hope you are too. Y'all can ask me questions if you want. It doesn't even have to be about this. It could be about anything. Oh, look. This magazine's from November 2017. My online buddy Tommy Kane, he's one of my favorite artists. I bought this book last year, since all my photographs are made with pens. It's a great book. I have that. What's in the Yeti today? Coke Zero. Actually, fake Coke Zero. Store brand Coke Zero. It's really good. Do you think Field Notes will give Sir Michael Francis a Field Notes bit click for solving the Riemann hypothesis? I don't know what any of that means, so I'm going to go with yes. Is that the right answer? Magazines. I find them in my mailbox. You can still subscribe to physical magazines. Sometimes if I run out of magazines, I'll go to Barnes & Noble and like buy like $30 worth of magazines. Like once a year, I'll do that. But y'all should look up Tommy Kane's artwork. He's awesome. He's super cool. But this picture, I like the brickwork and the detail. The more detailed, the better for me. So we're just going to take like this pattern here. Talent borrows, genius steals. Isn't that how it goes? So I'm stealing these patterns. Any questions? When will you send me that damn wax canvas brass Townsend clear come off? I've already told you. The day after never. I mean, done. You're barking up the wrong tree. The person who has the, you're asking the person who has the least control over that. So, most likely not going to happen. Yeah, CVS used to have magazines, but now it's just Barnes & Noble. Pretty much. At least in my neck of the woods. Your journals look like collages I did in high school. Yep. That's pretty much what it is. And I used to use, Wired was the other magazine that I used to use for this, because I had a subscription to it. I stopped that a couple years ago. But in the past, I've used Wired as one of the, sources for my journal. The Riemann thing, oh, yeah. I'm not very smart, Alexander. Speaking of emails, I always tell Alexander I'm going to reply to his emails, and I never do. So y'all don't feel bad if I don't reply to your emails. A. Cray has the longest running email in my inbox right now, unreplied to. Just so you should be proud of that. Oh, yeah. Dang it. I do have to do some work today. I sent out a newsletter. All right. Knock work. Okay, cool. Jeff's going to get some lifestyle shots of the high tower. We launched the high tower. Or the remake of the high tower. The new color of the high tower on Knock. I guess I should make sure my newsletter's sent. One of the fun things you get to do as a business owner is your MailChimp lists. You can see how many people unsubscribe to it. So that's always fun when I send out a newsletter. And it's a shockingly small amount. Like, people don't like newsletters, which is cool. Like, I don't like newsletters. But for the newsletter list our size, we get shockingly few unsubscribes, which I'm pretty happy about. So sorry, I just had to go look at that real quick. I forgot I sent that out at 10 o'clock. I just want to make sure that it went. And it took me Jeff saying he's going to get more pictures to remember that it went. So that's my reminder. Techo giveaway. Get up on it. TJ, that'll be your 10th planner if you win. I don't know how you're going to pick one for 2019 if you have 10 of them. Is the math problem a known math problem, or is it a field note specific math problem? Like is it one of those like all time math problem type things? Oh yeah, I got ESPN magazine for a while. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Long running math problem. Okay, so one of the classic math problems. Interesting. That's super cool. So a lot of times on my journal, sometimes I'll fill the pages, like here, like that page is pretty much used, right? But then if I see like other images like this, like I might come back later and